Welcome to Nutbush, also known as Graham Heights in the Heights area of Memphis, Tennessee. This is a vibrant neighborhood full of families from many different countries, some of whom are new to the country, some of whom have been here a very long time. So it's quite a conglomerate of interesting culture mixing, and there are a lot of really wonderful resources here. So I will be teaching at Grahamwood Elementary School in first grade. I'm excited to work with a largely Hispanic population there, but there are also families from Yemen, from India, and of course white and black families as well. So there are quite a few resources here. I've tried to highlight ones that are particularly important for young families. Because I'm working with first grade, I know that my students will likely have younger siblings or cousins who are not yet in school, as well as parents who might be new to the school institution. So let's get started. The first resource I chose was Geisman Park. This park features a community center with a pool, soccer fields, picnic tables under the shade, a nice playground. There's a small garden, and there's actually a really lovely walking trail in this area too. They've made some changes recently to meet the needs of community members. They took out some baseball fields and added soccer fields because that's what people in the neighborhood want to play. And they're also working on becoming a national arboretum by having a certain number of different tree species in the park. It's quite a large swath of land, so they have a lot to work with there. But they are in the middle of a lot of beautification projects, adding flowers and really making the park an even more safe place to be for families, and that really deters drug activity or gang activity in the area, making it a safe place for families to be. So that's a great resource, and I'm excited to spend time there and see families there on the weekends. The next ministry is Sukasa Family Ministries. They have two very important components of their ministry. First are English adult ESL classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays, either in the morning or in the evening. And there's a small cost associated with the classes, but it's quite affordable. And it's important to recommend this to parents of my students in particular because they've noticed an increase in student attendance when their parents attend these classes. Parents don't have to ask their students to stay home and translate for doctor's visits or court dates, so the students are actually attending more days of school, which is positive for teachers and for students, and the parents are learning English, which is wonderful for them and then allows them to interact with the school better as well. The other component is the Esperanza Early Childhood Center. So this is sort of like a Head Start program for students who are not yet in the public school system, but it specifically focuses on Spanish-speaking students who are learning English to get ready for kindergarten. So they're working on all kinds of academic and social skills to help students jumpstart their education, be really ready for kindergarten. Another resource that I pulled is Stefferson's Super Low Foods. As we've noted, some of the neighborhoods in Memphis are actually food deserts, and this is not true of the Graham Heights or Nutbush area, which is very important. So Stefferson's has been a local grocery store in this location for a very long time. There is a Kroger nearby as well, but this is walking distance for a lot of our families, and most importantly, they employ local high school students, which is really wonderful to have jobs available to our high schoolers. So Stefferson's is a nice local place. Next, we have the Memphis Muslim Medical Center. This is meeting a really critical need in the community for medical care. Right now, their operation is pretty small, and so they only take patients who cannot afford medical care, which is meeting the need of a sort of unseen group of people in the community. They have a primary clinic, a women's clinic, and a pediatric clinic. Unfortunately, they're not open except for the weekends at the moment, but they hope to expand their clinic very soon. And there's actually another place called Mercado La Fiesta which is a little store in the area where they sell penicillin. And this seems strange to most of us who are used to seeing our doctors regularly, but when these families have children who are sick, they can buy penicillin instead of getting tangled up in the institution of visiting a doctor. So that's a really positive benefit as well. And last but not least, Randolph Public Library is part of the Memphis Public Library system. They have summer activities there with reading. It's always open for families in the area, and they're very welcoming there. In particular, they have a nice section of books in Spanish, and they're willing to get books for us, for teachers in particular, through the interloan library system to stock our classrooms, which is really important for us. And I also picked up a flyer there about Dolly Parton's reading program. So monthly, a packet of books is sent to children ages 0 through 5 to encourage literacy in the home before students get to kindergarten. And my students will presumably have younger siblings or cousins who could really benefit from that, and then my students would have those books around in the house too. So overall, as you can tell, Nutbush is quite a diverse community. I'm personally excited to just eat lots of good food there and get to know families and really invest in the vibrancy of this community. I hope to use the information that I've learned in this presentation and perhaps the presentation itself to introduce community members, parents, to some of the resources that they might not even see in their community, and also to grow my knowledge from this. Thanks so much.